Alright guys, so in today's video, I'm going to be showing you how to properly drift in the snow.
Nice.
Now one of the things I like to do before starting to drift around is that I like to see what the tread of my tires look like, which right now, they actually don't look too bad. They probably got about another 30,000 miles left on them or so. And one of the other things you want to do is you want to see how much room you have to actually practice drifting. And one of the areas that I'm currently in is actually a pretty decent spot for drifting. Now there is a pole there, and quite a few cars over there, but I won't be going anywhere towards that area, so that's an area I won't have to worry about. Now the car that I'm currently driving is a 2007 Ford Fusion, which is pretty good for the snow considering that it's all-wheel drive, which is also considerably one of the better vehicles to be using to practice drifting in because of its all-wheel drive. Now technically people are going to say it's all-wheel drive, so you're technically not drifting, you're power sliding. Although that's true, the main things that you do while drifting, you can do on pretty much any other car, front-wheel drive or rear-wheel drive. Front-wheel drive is a bit of an exception because front-wheel drive is kind of weird. But nonetheless, today I'm going to be trying to show you how to properly drift in the snow. Alright, so before you start drifting, one of the things you want to do first is make sure your traction control is off like mine is, which is always good. That'll help you break traction even quicker, especially in the winter. It definitely helps. So let's get going. Put her in drive. Check your surroundings as I per do, and if you want, you can literally just start drifting around like so. And you want to check your surroundings and make sure that there's nothing near you. And you also want to check your RPM because you don't want to be redlining it every 5 seconds of your life. Regardless though, drifting can be pretty fun when you think about it. You can even do like a figure 8. Tap the brake a little bit. Kind of get back into it. And go around this way. Have some fun with it. Make sure you can actually see. That's always important. And kind of just start trying to drift into it. Like so. Now essentially right now I'm just kind of doing big donuts, which is fine. It's always good to practice how you want to start drifting. And the more confident you get, the better you'll get at doing stuff like this. And boy, let me tell you, this is effing fun. Alright, let's take a moment there. Let's let our car cool off a little bit and kind of just get ourselves cleared up here. One of the things you want to do too is make sure you can actually still see all your surroundings. Like right now, I can see that beautiful phone right there. But this side, it's a little, arguably it's a little messy, so let's go ahead and clean that real quick. All right, so let's start getting into it. There's a pole right there, so I don't want to hit that. So we're gonna go over here, hit the gas a little bit, and we're gonna start sliding. That is good. Just make sure you understand what kind of traction you have underneath the snow, because you may catch like I am currently. Traction control off does help, but if there's not enough snow, you're gonna catch traction and you could hit a pole like that one. And I don't want to do that, so we're going to try to stay as close as, we're going to try to stay as far away from that pole as possible. But drifting in general is quite fun if you know what you're doing and making sure that you don't catch traction. The basics of drifting is actually really good when it comes to making sure you're in control with your car. Like I said, especially in a shitty situation, you don't want to be getting yourself in a bad spot. This is a good way to practice getting out of that. Then you can start trying to actually like hold your drift in. Like so. Get a nice little donut going. As soon as you feel like you're starting to catch traction, go elsewhere. But we're gonna actually stop because we see that there's a car coming, so we're just gonna let them drive by. We don't wanna be hurting anyone. Drifting is fun, but you have to be safe with it. That's one of the big things about drifting, especially with doing stuff like this. Preferably you want to be doing this in an area where it is, well, 1, not plowed, 2, not many people around, and 3, where there's no cops really. You do get some cops that are cool that let you practice drifting. There was actually a clip of police officers drifting, so I mean, be that as it may. But those are the basics of drifting. If there's anything you don't want to do, is that you don't want to start drifting and go crossed arm like this. This is the worst idea you can do. You want to make sure that your hands are open and that you're not crossing your hands like this, because that is the worst thing you can do. that and being close to cars. But obviously, like doing this, we're fine. Now I'm gonna just try to find another spot real quick because the area that I'm in was starting to catch too much traction. So I'll be back with you guys in a hot minute. All right, so a space like this is definitely way better. Now I've already done some practice drifting in this area, so I'm gonna have a little bit more traction than I would like. But again, there's not many cars. There's a pole there and there's a pole right there. But this parking lot is pretty clear, so I'm gonna go ahead and start just kind of whipping it. If you start getting more confident, you could get close to the pole like that one. However, I do not want to. This parking lot right here is probably the perfect spot for me to do a little bit more practicing in, so. And whilst I'm doing this, I'm still checking my surroundings, making sure there's no coppers. As much as we appreciate them doing their service, we'd like to have a little fun. Obviously, you don't want to be doing it for too long because one, your transmission will heat up, and two, well, everything will heat up really. So you just want to make sure, like, when you're doing it, don't do it too much. There's always a balance for everything. So if you want to have some fun, do it for maybe 10-15 minutes or so, and then let your car frickin' relax, because if your car overheats, you're gonna have issues. Now that's probably where I'm gonna end the video here. There's really not a whole lot to drifting, but there's just some things that you want to do to make sure that you're not crashing out. And with that being said, thank you guys for watching. Do it for daylight, Cletus always says, and I'll frickin' see you guys later. Have a good rest of your day, guys. And I don't know if you saw her, but there was definitely cops nearby, which is why I always check.